Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I am so excited. This is my first video and I wanted to make it just to give you a little bit of an idea of who I am and what my vision is for this channel. So to start off, my name is Taylor. I worked as a mental health nurse for 3 years before going back to school, which is what I'm currently doing. I'm trying to get my diploma in massage therapy. When I worked as a nurse, I worked on an acute inpatient unit at one of the hospitals here. The patients we provided care for had a varying different illnesses, from depression to schizophrenia to antisocial personality disorder and everything in between. The patients that were there were usually there for observation, evaluation, and most of the time they were there against their will. They didn't want to be there, and they took that out on us, the nurses, because they felt like we were the ones holding them there, which really isn't the case. I spent the vast majority of my days talking with my patients, talking with them, listening to them, and trying to make a care plan with them to figure out what they needed to get better and hopefully discharge. So not only do I have clinical experience working in the mental health field, but I also have personal experience as well. I was diagnosed with bipolar about 4 years ago, and a few months after that I was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. However, I showed signs of having these illnesses well before my diagnoses. During my time before getting diagnosed, as well as when I was being tried on different medications, it was a pretty dark time. It was not pleasant, it was not pretty, and if I'm being honest, I don't really remember a whole lot of it. I was very medicated for a lot of it. I was also very depressed, very angry, aggressive, or very manic, so it was really all over the place. I don't really remember a whole lot about what had happened. If I'm being honest, a lot of it is a blur and I don't really remember the whole story. All I know is I was very unstable. There were different levels of how I acted, how I behaved, and how I felt. All I know is I was unstable, I was unhealthy, I was unhappy. I just know that at one point in time, while I was super heavily medicated, I couldn't do anything. I barely left my bed, let alone left my house. My mind was an empty, blank canvas. I was basically a zombie, and I just knew that there had to be something that I could do because I wasn't living a life. I decided then and there that I was going to stop taking my medication and try to find other ways to balance my emotions and my outbursts. Now, before we continue, I am in no way, shape, or form suggesting that you guys go off your medications. If they're working for you, that is fantastic. Listen to your doctor. I'm not a doctor. I just want to be transparent with you guys to let you know how I got from where I was to where I am now. It wasn't pretty, but somehow I did manage to go off my medications, and I have been off them for just over 2 years now. People ask me if I'm better, and if I'm being honest with you, every day is still a struggle for me. Managing my emotions is going to be a lifelong struggle for me. I have just better equipped myself with ways to deal with those things, but that is in no way saying I don't have bad days. I still have bad days, and they are pretty ugly. They're not fun for me or anyone around me, and it's just learning ways to counteract the negative with positive and trying to work forward to getting to a better place emotionally. I am human, and humans aren't perfect, and I will never be normal, which kind of brings me to why I made this YouTube channel. In my opinion, there's no such thing as normal. However, society likes to think that there are certain ways that we should be acting and certain ways that we should look and behave. And honestly, I don't know about you, but I will never fit into what society says is normal. I just want to be healthy. I want to be happy. I want to be my normal, because my normal is definitely different than what your normal is, and it's definitely different than what society tells me I should be. So what you can expect to see from my channel are videos on different ways of coping, different ways of performing self-care, as well as generally just reminding you that you're not alone in this. We all have difficulties, we all have struggles, and you are not alone. I've always said that in my life, my goal was to help other people. Even from a young age, I knew that. I didn't know how I wanted to do it. I just knew that that was what I was meant to do. I care so deeply about helping other people, and I am so passionate about working with people who struggle with mental illness or who are stable now and who are happy and who want to keep being in that good environment. As someone who has struggled for a very long time with just wanting to get out of bed or wanting to wake up the next day, I know how hard things can get. but I am at a place now in my life where I am stable enough to be able to help others the way I wish someone had helped me. Like, I was lucky. I had a great support system. I had family, I had friends, I had loved ones who were there for me during my dark times. But if I'm being honest, even though I had those amazing people, I still felt completely alone. Why is that? Well, because they didn't understand. They didn't understand why I was acting the way I was. They didn't understand why such small, trivial things set me off. Things that normal people can get through their day with happening would set me into such a downward spiral. I would be in bed for over a week. It was brutal, and it was just so frustrating because they wanted to help me, but they didn't know how because they didn't understand, and that is not their fault. If you have borderline personality disorder, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Small little things that seem so insignificant to other people can be so devastating. And it's not their fault that they don't understand. They won't understand because they don't have to deal with this. So I love my family, but I still felt alone. So I can only imagine how people who are actually going through this by themselves must feel. And I want you to know that you're not alone because we are here for you. And it's just something I am so passionate about. So if you are ever needing someone to talk to, whether it's because you had a bad day and you need to vent, someone pissed you off and you want to vent about it, or you're just generally feeling alone in this, please do not hesitate to DM me either on YouTube, on Twitter, or on Instagram. I will post the links for my Twitter and my Instagram down below in the description box. Don't hesitate to reach out to me. You will never receive judgment from me, and I'm here for you. You are not alone. So thank you for watching this video, and if what I'm putting out is something that you might be interested in and you want to see more and learn some strategies on how you could possibly get through your days just a little bit easier, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. But until next time, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Be kind to others, but most importantly, be kind to yourself. Goodbye for now.